Everyone, and welcome to another edition of Gymnastics USA. I'm Shannon Miller. The Women's European Gymnastics Championships attracts 33 teams from Europe. This event started in 1994 and runs every 2 years. This competition uses a 5-3-3 system, which means 5 gymnasts per team, 3 per apparatus, and 3 scores count. 8 of the 33 teams qualify for the championship round. Tonight, only one team will be crowned the best of Europe. In the qualifying rounds, Russia emerged with the highest team score of 176.15. Romania followed with a score of 175.95. Italy came in third with a score of 174.65. Romania enters the championship with the most experienced team, led by 18-year-old Catalina Ponor, who won 3 gold medals at the 2004 Olympic Games. Italy's Vanessa Ferrari makes her debut on the senior team with this event. Ferrari is a rising star for the Italians and is a great all-around performer. Also on tonight's show, we'll look at the great career of Catalina Ponor. She is Europe's most popular gymnast who announced her retirement just before the competition. Catalina Ponor is our inside story. We've seen America's top gymnasts performing on CN8 for a few years now. Tonight, we have a unique opportunity to see Europe's best. It should be interesting to compare the two. Lou Tilley now joins me for the 2006 Women's European Team Gymnastics Championships.
From the sports arena and Volos, Greece, welcome to the European Championships. The 24th time these championships have been held. 33 teams from all around Europe started out, but only 8 qualify for the team competition championship, including Russia, Romania, Italy, Ukraine, Spain, France, Great Britain, and the Netherlands. And here's how we'll start out in rotation number 1. On the vault, Russia and Spain. On the bars, Romania, France. On the beam, Italy, Great Britain, Ukraine, and Netherlands will begin on the floor exercise. I'm Lou Tilley, along with Shannon Miller, pleased to bring you this very prestigious event and a sellout crowd on hand. We move to the vault for our first competitor, and Rose Alejandra Bellemare of France.
This is going to be an exciting competition to watch. So many new athletes coming up, competing for these countries, and so many new gymnasts competing different skills now with the new code of points.
Her first attempt on the vault.
Not a bad vault. Yurchenko 1.5 twist, very good form in the air, but she just over-rotates it, taking that large step forward, which obviously will be a pretty decent deduction.
And we'll be showing you replays from every conceivable angle here with our excellent coverage, so you can spot every nuance.
Nice power off the horse, almost a little bit too much power. She should add another half twist to that, make it a double.
And now from Spain and floor exercise, Patricia Moreno.
We'll have to remember, looking at these scores, there's no longer a 10.0 cap.
Wow.
So you'll be seeing scores of a 15.2, 14.6. But the main thing we want to stay looking at is just the level of difficulty and, of course, execution.
Typical Spanish flair, quite a costume and quite a tumbling routine to begin.
Now, Patricia's great on this event. She's been competing for a very long time.
Love the collar on the costume.
Definitely catches the judge's eye.
Yeah, she's 18 years old, but a veteran. These European Championships, Shannon, are really spectacular in bringing together all these great countries, as we had 33 across the old continent.
It is. It's a great competition, and it's great for the Americans to watch because we get to see how the Europeans are doing, what they're up to, and really who's on top heading into the next World Championships. Judges are looking obviously for the big tumbling moves, but also this expression during the floor exercise routine and the dance.
16 years old is the age cutoff. She's 18.
A seasoned veteran.
Yeah. In her third European Championships, Patricia Moreno of Spain.
And this is a very solid floor exercise routine. Watch here, 2 whip backs, handspring, handspring, to a full twisting double back in a piked position. Very difficult tumbling pass, performed very well.
14.025 is her score on the floor, and you see her cumulative so far. Now, getting ready to go on the beam from the Ukraine team, Marina Pruskarina, 21 years old. She really is one of the veterans.
Ukraine has produced some tremendous athletes over the year. Of course, 1996 Olympic champion Lilia Podkopayeva from Ukraine.
Wow! What a way to start out on the balance beam.
Very nice mount. It's one of the things the Americans are missing, a lot of those big mounts onto the balance beam. They tend to like to get on the beam and take the risks while they're up there.
You see in the background, the seats are all but filled here at the sports arena in Volos. Very popular competition all throughout Europe.
This is a nice routine so far. You can tell she really takes her time. She doesn't look rushed. Very patient with each skill, thinking as she goes.
A little older, a little more polished.
A little more polished. It's a sign of confidence, a sign that she's been around, she's competed. She's not going to get unnerved by this being a European championship.
As we said, this is the 24th, traditionally dominated by the Romanians and the Russians. Wow.
Nice solid beam set. Nothing too wow, but everything that she did, she performed very well with a nice solid dismount. Right here you can see beautiful front aerial, nice extension. Right to a side summing, very difficult move to land. You
that
can
overhead
see,
shot shows it, huh?
Yeah, you really can see how skinny the balance beam is.
Nice dismount.
Great dismount. Good tuck position, a little cowboyed, but a nice strong landing.
Marina Pruskarina of the Ukraine, and you see her score 14.075. And you see some of the action, and it will continue. But when we come back, the inside story on Catalina Ponor, the Olympic champion that many compare to Nadia Comaneci.
Jackie Mason on politics.
Catalina Ponor's gymnastics career is a remarkable one, filled with great accomplishments and awards. Her performance has sparked debates among gymnastics enthusiasts on how good she is compared to Romanian legend Nadia Comaneci. Bart Connor, who is married to Nadia, gives his point of view on the comparison and helps us explore the storied career of Catalina Ponor. That's tonight's Inside Story. 2004 was the year that Catalina Ponor peaked in her gymnastics career, just in time for the European Championships and the Olympic Games. She earned a combined 6 gold medals in those competitions. Fame instantly came to her, and Catalina Ponor became a household name across the globe.
Catalina is brilliant. She's a brilliant talent. She's very strong and she's very focused. And that was kind of her coming out party when she won the 3 gold medals at the Europeans and then the 3 gold medals at the Olympics. The world came to know her well.
No single Romanian gymnast had received this much attention since Nadia Comaneci did some 30 years earlier. The comparisons between Catalina and Nadia naturally had people talking about their similarities and differences.
My wife, Nadia Comaneci, likes to say that Catalina is like a cat on the beam. She knows where she is at all times. She has very good air sense and very good awareness. Catalina is technically very strong, like Nadia was. She's also physically very powerful, like Nadia was. And perhaps the most important connection that Nadia and Catalina have is mentally. They are incredibly tough. And I think that's why she's particularly good on an event like the balance beam, where you have to be technically good, physically strong, and just have the mental nerves of steel to be able to handle the pressure in major competitions, as Catalina has.
The biggest difference between the two is that Nadia was an all-around performer, and Catalina is more of a specialist who performs on 3 of the 4 events. This is a sign of the times in gymnastics. You no longer have to be great at all events to make it to the Olympic Games.
In our era, many years ago, when Nadia and I competed, you had to be an all-around competitor just to even make the team. Nowadays, in international competition, you can be a specialist, essentially.
With all the success Catalina had in 2004, 2005 brought several scandals. In August of 2005, Catalina and 2 teammates broke team rules by going to a nightclub in Bucharest. As a result, the Romanian Federation dissolved the team. Then she discovered that she had a brother she never knew she had.
Typically, the post-Olympic year is difficult for all gymnasts, especially teenagers, because she had enormous amount of success. She made a gigantic amount of money relative to the general population in Romania because of her successes, and she was very famous. Her parents were divorced when Catalina was very young. The father moved to Sweden with the son, and the mother stayed in Romania with Catalina, and Catalina didn't know that she had a younger brother until some journalists discovered it and put them together. She had a little bit of a difficult time, but it was exciting to see her get her life back on track and come back to success at the European Championships.
Catalina said she would retire after the European Championships in hopes that she can win a gold medal for her team before she leaves the sport. Catalina Ponor may never be the legend that Nadia Comaneci is, but she certainly has made an impact in her home country of Romania. Her career in gymnastics should be remembered for a long time to come. Now let's get back to the competition and see how Catalina performs.
Our thanks to Bart, who ought to know, married to the mother-to-be, Nadia. And here she is, the Olympic champion in this event, as was our hostess, Shannon Miller. She's already announced that she's going to retire. So this may be our farewell look at her.
And this has got to be a tough position to announce your retirement right before European Championships. You know, it's always tough because you don't know how you're going to do and you want to do well, but to know that it's your last competition, I think just adds even more pressure.
With all the stress and strife in her life that we just heard about, retiring at 17, burnout, I guess, possible.
Nice and solid, as always. She's changed a bit since we saw her in 2004 at the Olympic Games when she won gold on this event. She's coming into these European Championships a little beat up, a little battered. You can see her knee taped up. But she's a veteran. She knows how to handle the pressure, and she really wants to get this gold.
That was interesting.
A lot of twisting and turning moves, and one thing about Catalina is that she's very inventive. She's very creative on balance beam and floor exercise, which I think impresses the judges and just lends that extra little flair to her routines and of course to her score.
Oh, what'd you think?
I think it was a great routine. I think it was nice and solid. She had all the difficulty that she needed. I think it's missing a little bit of the flair that we saw at the 2004 Olympic Games, but obviously the judges are going to do very well with this routine.
I don't see the joy in her face here.
No, there's not a lot of smiling going on, but there's got to be that kind of bittersweetness about this competition, it being her last.
A rocky final year for Catalina Ponor, who scores 15.175 and builds her team's numbers up to over 45 now. Cumulative scoring, bear in mind. Now, the Italian team, which has never done better than a bronze in all the years of competition in the international championships. But some of the younger people here from their junior team are well accomplished.
Nice vault.
Nailed it, huh?
Double twisting your Chanko. Beautiful vault. Tiny leg split, form break in the air. But this is, like you said, a young team, and they're coming on strong.
Federica Macri of Italy, their junior team, finished second a year ago, and now many of them have moved up into the senior division, and they're a team to keep an eye on. Here are the Russians now, along with the Romanians, the perennial favorites, but off to a slow start in this competition. This is Yulia Loscheko.
And Yulia, she has beautiful form. She's got that long line that the judges love. perfectly straight legs, everything perfectly together, hitting those angles in the handstands. Nice Horkina over the high bar. Winding up for her dismount. Nice high double pike, beautiful set. There's just not a whole lot to take off from there.
She'll be 17 this coming December, so she, too, a rising star on the world scene.
Again, just a very solid performance. Beautiful pirouetting, no major errors, hardly any minor errors.
Checo is followed by Polina Miller, also from Russia. She's a 16-year-old.
Beautiful laid out Jaeger. She has a lot of flight skills in this routine. There's another one right there, nice and high. And Polina Miller, she's really been making a name for herself throughout the last several years. Strong competitor, just kind of looking for her shot. Nice high full twisting double back to end with that nice stuck landing.
There she is, Polina Miller, just 16, won't be 17 for another 6 months.
Polina does a lot of pirouetting throughout this routine, but she's got these flight skills that really wow the judges. The name of the game with this new code is all about technique. It's about execution. So doing these skills and executing them perfectly, that's important for that big score.
Solid score, 14.925 as the future gymnasts of tomorrow look on. We'll be back from Greece right after this. Back to the Women's European Gymnastics Championships from the Sports Arena in Volos, Greece, the 24th annual. We move to the second rotation. And from Spain, Tania Jenner. This on the vault.
Strong run with a lot of power. Tania's great on the floor exercise and the vault. She's just got that power.
Why the lines on the landing mat there, Shannon? Just for the women's help, guide, so to speak?
Well, and this is actually a great angle. You can see where those white lines are, and that's actually a deduction to step outside those white lines. It shows a direction fault.
Her score, 14.275, contributing to the team competition in Spain and getting loose here from the Ukraine, Marina Kostyushenko. She'll be performing on the floor exercise now. She's 17 years old in her second European team championships.
For a lot of these younger gymnasts, to be competing as a senior this year is very important, especially this early in the season. They're looking forward to the 2006 World Championships that are coming later on this year in Denmark. Starting off with a lot of twisting, 1.5 twist, right through to a 2.5 twist. Second tumbling pass, nice double Arabian. The judges are looking for more, as we said before, more than just the tumbling, the power. They want to see the expression. They want to see you connecting with the audience and with the judges.
She has very quick movements, very explosive energy.
You can tell she's a powerful gymnast, and she's really doing well. She's got a lot of the twisting down. Here's some front twisting. She's already done her back twisting. She's done some somersaulting forwards. She's really got it all in the tumbling, but I have to say, if my coach was out there, she'd be yelling, get your eyes off the floor.
Off the floor and smile a little bit.
You've got to look like you're enjoying it. You've got to be really dramatic throughout your floor routine, especially with this type of music.
See Team Romania in the background, the heavy favorites to defend their crown. as Miss Kostyushenko from the Ukraine finishes up her performance on floor exercise.
Again, this was a strong performance as far as the tumbling goes. She did very well. It wasn't anything terribly exciting, but everything she did, she hit. But the expression just really wasn't there, and I think that's going to come with time and with more experience.
And her score 14.275 as the Ukraine now totals 71.275 overall in this championship. And again, from the powerful and co-favored Russian team, our first look at Arina Isieva on the beam.
Showing off nice flexibility. Reminds me a little bit of a younger Holly Weiss. I like that she's very light on her feet. Everything she does seems effortless.
She's just 16 and barely 5 feet tall. Ooh. Now this is bad.
Yes, that's bad, and no longer are falls worth half a tenth. And they're now 8/10 of a point plus any other deductions, and we saw some other wobbles in there and the breaking of the connection, so that's a big fall.
This is critical already in order to unseat the Romanians. It will take near flawless performance by the Russians or any other team.
And obviously she's getting some experience, and you can see the glimpses of brilliance in her performance. She's solid, she's nice and light on her feet. She's taking her time, but then you've got that other side of her where she's just a little bit new at this, and she's got those extra wobbles in there.
Arina Isieva with a strong dismount for the Russian team on the beam. And her score 14.20, and the Russian team currently ranking just 5th in the team competition. When we come back, another look at the reigning gold medalist on the floor exercise. Catalina Panor is getting ready to perform. Coverage of the 2006 European Women's Gymnastics champ. She's not quite ready. Continues from Volos, Greece, with 8 teams competing for the gold, silver, and bronze medal. And one of the favorites, the defending champion, the always strong Romanian team, led by gold medalist from the 2004 Olympics, Catalina Panor. This must play to her strength.
This is a strong event for Catalina, obviously. With the gold medal, beautiful triple turn to start. She has gorgeous dance. And once again, you can see through her dance, very creative.
Ooh.
2.5 twist, punch lay out front. Big timing move.
Panor won gold at the Olympics on the beam and floor, and yet finished behind Carly Patterson as the overall individual champion.
And this is really, these are her specialties. She's a specialist. She doesn't do all 4 events. She does 3, 2 of which are really her events, and that's balance beam and floor exercise. And that's really been a big change throughout the years, since 1996, really, when we now allow specialists to come in.
We're seeing more of that even here in the U.S. collegiate competition, where coaches are recruiting specialists. And again, it bears repeating, this will be her farewell performance after a great career at just aged 18.
Really want Romania to go out on top, wants to get that team gold medal for her final performance.
Catalina Panor accepting the applause and the warm appreciation of the crowd here in Greece.
Very nice routine. Definitely will get her into the finals in the individuals. And
wow.
Hopefully will help her get a gold for her team.
Amazingly flexible and one of the petite gymnasts either.
No, she's one of the older gymnasts, but it helps her with the power on the floor exercise, and she can tumble.
14.6 for Catalina, and you can see her team ranking as well as the Romanians try to retain their European championship. And now our first look at a Great Britain athlete, Imogen Cairns. And this on the vault.
Yurchenko 1.5, almost becoming the compulsory vault. We've seen so many gymnasts compete it today. She gets a pretty good block off the horse and gets a nice straight body throughout, but just lands a little short, not quite enough power to get all the way around.
14.1, and the British team currently in 4th place, which is a surprise. But the building story here is the young Italian team and Vanessa Ferrari, who broke her hand on this event just 4 months ago and is back competing for the team.
And she's only recently been able to actually practice a full uneven bar routine.
She shattered 2 bones in her right hand, slamming them against one of the bars in competition.
Certainly couldn't tell by her performance. This is a great uneven bar routine. She's fantastic on this event. Nice high-flying release moves, but she's also got a great swing. It's really strong and powerful. You never feel like you're trying to help her along.
Spectacular, just 16 years old, and the crowd senses it.
Great view right here. She's going to pop up. This is actually called a Kulmanich. Right into release move. Beautifully done. Here we'll watch very nice high tucked full in dismount.
Oh, look at this score, 15.6 on the bars, and the Italians take over first place in the competition. So the drama builds. We'll be back with some tips from Shannon and more of the competition right after this.
Welcome back to another edition of Essential Gymnastics. Today, we're going to take a close look at one of the most common vaults being performed today, the Yurchenko. Today, I have with me Amber from Parkettes Gymnastics in Allentown, Pennsylvania. One of the most common vaults being performed today is the Yurchenko, named after Natalia Yurchenko of Russia. This vault begins with a round-off onto the board, a back handspring onto the horse, and a back salto off. Amber's going to show us a laid-out Yurchenko, and then she's going to show us one of the most difficult vaults being performed today, a double twisting Yurchenko. Are you ready?
Yep.
First, Amber is demonstrating a laid-out Yurchenko. Watch closely as Amber completes 2 full twists before landing. That was a terrific vault by Amber. That's the type of vault that you'll see in world-class competition. Join us again next week for another Essential Gymnastics tip. Now, back to the show.
And welcome back to Greece. And look at our standings now. After 2 rotations, Romania, the favored team, in first place, but barely over the surprising team from Italy, and Russia, with a disappointing performance on the beam, has fallen to third. And here we go into the 3rd rotation. A look at how we'll be performing on the vault. Ukraine, Romania, the bars, Spain, and Great Britain. And Laura Campos from Spain is underway on the uneven parallel bars. Hard to miss the Spanish girls in those costumes. They look like flamenco dancers.
Got some bright leotards going on. So far, a pretty good routine. She looks to be struggling a little bit. It's just not the ease of movement that we've seen with some of the other athletes that are a little bit more fluid, stronger swing. Judges looking for those handstands. Strong performance. She's pretty happy with it.
Campos of Spain.
Right here, nice pirouetting move into a straddled Jaeger. She has no problem catching that skill.
Her score 14.50 for a team total of 98 and change, and that moves them right now into second place. And from the Ukraine again, excuse me. And from the Ukraine, Marina Proskorina. She's 21 years old.
Beautiful vault. That was an incredible Yurchenko 1.5. Nice form in the air, great stretched body, and you don't get better of a landing than that.
This was the vault that you just demonstrated in essential gymnastics.
1.5 twist, just nails the landing. Such a difficult blind landing.
14.475 contributing to the Ukraine's score. And also from Team Ukraine, Olga Sherbatya. Olga is 18 years old and on the vault.
She'd like to build on her teammate's score. Right here, double twisting Yurchenko. A little bit low on that landing. We can watch in the replay how her chest is down by her knees when she lands, and that's going to be a deduction.
Olga Sherbatya, her score is 14.225 for a team total of 127.9, and the Ukraine currently in first place in the team standings. And back to the surprising and developing story of Team Italia. The Italians, a young team, have never placed better than second in the European Championships, and that was 10 years ago. This is Monica Bergamelli.
We're seeing a lot more of these press to handstands, and the code has changed a little bit from last year. Not just the 10.0 rules that pretty much did away with the 10.0, but also some of the ways they've scored some of the skills.
Monica is one of the veterans, actually the veteran of a very young Italian team. She's 22 years old.
We're actually seeing a lot more single moves. There's not as many moves connecting as we saw in the last quadrennium. Monica has been a fairly competitive gymnast on the world stage, but also a fairly consistent gymnast.
Second warning.
This should dismount 2.5 twist. Minor step on the landing. Overall, a very solid routine. She stays nice and composed throughout. She hits this flexibility beautifully.
Monica Bergamelli and the judges waiting for her score as Italy continues to be the surprising team of these European Championships, trying to unseat the Romanians. 14.975. They're currently ranked in 5th place, but that can all change, and usually does, coming right down to the wire. And Catalina Ponor again on the vault, our third appearance by the two-time medalist in the 2004 Olympics.
Yurchenko 1.5 twists. Once again, very nice. Small step backwards. This is not her strongest of the 3 events that she competes, but she does very well on it.
Seems to be hobbling a bit as she comes off.
When you can see, as we mentioned before, her taped up knee, and she is a little battered coming into the competition.
Yeah, and favoring that right leg on the landing. 14.35 for Ponor, and the Romanians in 4th place currently. And Vanessa Ferrari, again, the young Spitfire out of Italy, taking her turn and a spectacular start here on the balance beam. Look at that strength.
Incredible planche. Held for 2 seconds. And really, at this point, the Italians have got to be thinking that the door has now been opened. The Romanians in fourth have now opened the door.
Again, she's just coming back from an injury in which they had to use 4 screws to put her right hand back together in surgery.
Her coach says she's one of the most stubborn gymnasts that he's worked with. She likes to win. She's obsessed with it, he says. So I have a feeling she's going to give the Romanians and Russians a run for their money today.
It's a nickname that might not be politically acceptable in the U.S. She's called Cannibal by her coach and likes it.
Yes, she is, after cycling champion from Belgium, Eddie Merckx.
Well, will she eat up the competition here? Gave her team a big boost just by making herself available to compete. Dismount.
Great job. Absolutely great job. She's doing such a wonderful job for being back for so few weeks. Difficult side semi. You can see she gets a little bit off, chest a little bit too forward of the balance beam. But the most important thing here is she stays on. The fall deductions are huge nowadays.
Great concentration here on the dismount.
She finishes up strong. Nice double top.
And terrific score for Vanessa Ferrari, 15.6. And the surprising Italians move into second place as we go to the fourth quarter, as it were. The fourth rotation. They're waving the flag for the Italians. We'll be back right after this. Shannon Miller taking you to Volos, Greece, and the 2006 European Championships in Romania. The defending titleist on top, but barely, as we head to the fourth rotation, the fourth quarter, the final performance round. And here's how they'll stack up. Shannon, as you go to the fourth rotation in team championships, are you aware of the point situation and what you need to do?
It depends. Some gymnasts are very aware. They like to know exactly how much they need to win. Others, they don't want to know.
Some golfers are like that. Some are scoreboard watchers. Others are not. Ukraine will get us started here in the fourth rotation on bars. Marina Kostyushenko performed very well when we saw her on floor. Just soars over the lower bar to start out on the high.
Really needs to hit those handstands. She's missed a couple, and that's going to be a deduction, certainly, from the judges. Nice 1.5 pirouetting through to a double front, just overdoes it.
Kostyushenko, and every nuance is critical now in the fourth rotation. See her come out of the landing. 14.0 is her score on the bars. And now on the beam from Spain, Lenica Di Simone.
Beautiful mount, just floated up onto the beam. She's gotten such nice rhythm in those moves, handspring layout, layout. Beautiful, what we call a sheep jump, where her heels actually need to be up by her head in order to get credit.
Well, a good look at the beam, just 4 inches across. And so many competitions won or lost at this apparatus. The Russians suffered 2 falls in their second rotation here, and that may be critically damaging to their team chances.
Lineker suffering a major wobble right there, but she didn't come off the beam. That's going to help preserve their score. Dismount, handspring, double tuck. She's a little short on that landing. Doesn't get the block off the beam that she should have gotten to have the height to land it with her chest up. Right here, she needs to pull it around a little bit stronger.
But a very solid score on the beam for Spain's Lenica de Simone, 15 even, and her team currently in first place at 171.4. Now, Florica Leonida from the strong Romanian team, trying to defend their title, win 2 in a row, and continue the dominance along with the Russians in the 24 years of this European Championship.
Nice footing once again. Beautiful Tkachev. Looking for the height above the bar. Romanians are not known for their bar work. This has been one of their weaker events historically.
Oh, and this is where they finish, and every stumble could be critical as she senses it here.
And this is not good for Romania. They need every tenth that they can get at this point. And she really just opened out. There was no reason she couldn't have pulled that around.
Tears already as we come down the home stretch, the final action from the European Championships when we come back. Going to the wire, the 24th annual European Women's Gymnastics Championships from Volos, Greece in the sports arena. And this may well come down to the final performance. This is Paulina Miller for Russia, one of the co-favorites along with Romania, but it is anyone's medal right now for the gold. This on the vault.
Another Yurchenko 1.5. Almost held on to that stuck landing. And she knows right now Russia needs every tenth.
14.4, not great. And they rank 4th. Right now out of the medals. But Romania, the defending champion, in our first look at Sandra Ispasha. On bars, as you said, not their strength, and a tough place to finish.
This is a very tough place to finish, and Romania coming off a win at the last Europeans, they're not going to want to lose.
How do you compare the overall look of these European teams to what we see on a regular basis in the States?
Well, you know, with the change in code, there's been a lot that's changed as far as how they make up the routines, both in America and Europe. But as far as the actual skills go, there really isn't that much difference. A lot of the skills that we're seeing right now are exactly the same skills that we see the U.S. competing. It's more in the area of technical and also the look, the form breaks, that sort of thing.
Well, Romania just in 4th place now, and that's where the Russians were when we left them. This on the vault, and Grutko.
Great block off the horse. Very nice power.
She's a strong performer in this event. Doesn't seem all that thrilled.
She doesn't seem thrilled, and that's because of the landing, but it is a great block and a big vault.
Just 14.575. The Russians, though, taking over first place right now. And it is left to Vanessa Ferrari, who is coming out of this as the hero, the star of the show. Surprising start here in that she broke that right hand in 2 places. 4 screws had to be inserted to put her back together just weeks ago. And here she is performing on the floor exercise with a surprising team from Italy, Shannon. So much weight on her shoulders right now.
There really is, and I have to say, it's pretty shocking to see Italy vying for the gold medal position at this point.
Well, here is a test. A young lady, just 16 years old. They call her the cannibal because she just likes to eat up the competition. Lives for this.
Well, twisting double. Oh my gosh, that's a big tumbling pass. She is really, really wanting to win this gold medal. Comes back with just a plain full twisting double back. Typically, you see a gymnast that's really powerful, great on vault and floor, but not so much on beam and bars, and she's really got the whole package. She is a true all-around gymnast.
Well, you may be seeing a star, a little preview here, thanks to Shannon Miller's World of Gymnastics on the world stage in many years to come. Vanessa Ferrari.
To me is that not only does she have the skills, but she's able to back it up with the composure and consistency. That's incredible.
Yeah, the look of a veteran, and just 16 in her first year of eligibility on the senior level.
Wow, this is going to be tight. This is incredible.
The coveted European Championship at stake. And Italy is in the mix, pending the scores for young Vanessa Ferrari.
Since 1994, when this team competition began, it's only been Russia and Romania that have won. If Italy could knock off Romania and Russia at this point, it would be amazing.
Well, the computers tell us that it is razor thin right now between Romania and Italy for the championship. Well, there's an indication. We don't see the scores yet, but the ladies from Italy are celebrating, and so are their fans who have come here to Greece from across the Adriatic. 15.25. Italy steals the European Championship with a score of 175 and change by 100th. There's the final margin, 175.225 to 175.125. That's amazing.
What an unbelievable performance by 16-year-old Vanessa Ferrari. She carried the Italian team on her shoulders the entire competition and proved what a great competitor she was by coming through in the last event of the day. We'll see more of Vanessa next week when she competes in the European Individual Championships. That's it for this show. See you next week.